Hello, Professor. This is Cyber Suits. Today, we're going to walk through the critical aspects of the data breach experienced by AT&T back in April 2024, where hackers were able to infiltrate AT&T's systems, leading to a massive leak of sensitive PIIs for over 73 million customers, including social security numbers. But in reviewing their incident response, we looked at five key areas and rated them. For the preparation phase, we rated them a 4 out of 10 because AT&T struggled with weak and outdated security policies on handling third-party risks and data storage, and that laid out the groundwork for the breach to take place. Now, detection, we rated them a whopping 3 out of 10 because they didn't detect the breach until data started to show up on the dark web. Now, for containment, we rated them a 6 out of 10 because although they quickly disabled compromised systems, their poor network segmentation allowed the threat to spread very easily through the network. Now, in the eradication phase, we rated them a 5 out of 10 because continuous threat hunting and deeper forensic efforts would have gone a long way in detecting the lingering vulnerabilities. Now, in recovery, we rated them a 7 out of 10 because they communicated clearly, but their initial messages downplayed the severity of the breach, and that reinforced false trust. So, the rest of our presentation will further analyze the breach and cover practices that would have made a real difference.
If a real-time threat intelligence was in place and a proactive defense measure, this organization wouldn't be breached in such a manner. This organization never anticipated such a magnitude scale of attack, as well as the persistence in which the attackers went on and on. Their detection mechanism was not able to match up with that of the attackers, making the attackers to have a long time in their ability to exploit sensitive and valuable data. In short, this attack succeeded because the organization underestimated the threat and they lacked strong detection mechanism, and they weren't even prepared enough to quickly and decisively respond to this attack when it occurred. I'll hand over to my colleague to continue with more explanation.
Okay, so I'll be taking you through the threats and the security controls AT&T had in place. So we'll start with the threats. So we're looking at a hacker group called Typhoon. They are backed by the Chinese government. So we're talking really, really good hackers here with the best of tools. So we're looking at an advanced persistent threat. So when a company is hit by an advanced persistent threat, there's almost little to no chance because these guys have all the resources necessary to take you down, and they are very patient. They have all the time in the world. So this group, their motivation was, financial gain. So they sold the exfiltrated data on the dark web. Another thing we'll go through now is the security controls they had in place. Some really bad things overlooked here. So one of them is the third-party vendor monitoring. There was almost minimal to no monitoring on AT&T's end on Snowflake, which was the third-party vendor the hackers got into. So another one is also the encryption. They overlooked encryption on historical data. So most of their historical data wasn't encrypted, so making it easier for the hackers to get through.
In today's digital landscape, the cyber threats are evolving rapidly. Understanding these attack vectors is crucial for safeguarding our data systems. AT&T failed to understand that attackers would exploit vulnerability in third-party vendors to gain access. In this particular data breach, the attackers required legitimate credentials to gain access. So they targeted vendor employees using social engineering methods like phishing. Once they gained access, they were able to escalate their privileges and maintain lateral movement upwards and expand their access. Within the system, they discovered police secured internal APIs and they exploited it. They made a legitimate API calls and disguised exfiltration of data as normal traffic patterns to bypass detection tools. We accessed AT&T's final response and we gave it an overall score of 5 over 10 because the reaction time after the detection was made was immediate. They made their customers aware of the incident and they cooperated with relevant authorities to contain and recover from the breach. However, AT&T's preventive measures were inadequate. Their detection was poor, coupled with the fact that they downplayed the scope of the breach. As a cyber security team, we would have better ways to prepare and handle this breach.
Now let us discuss how cybersuits would have handled the data breach differently. We will go through each phase of the incident response and highlight key improvements, along with tools that could have made a significant difference. In the preparation phase, AT&T failed to secure historical data and monitoring third-party access effectively. To address this, we would implement data classification using Microsoft Purview to ensure sensitive data is properly secured. Additionally, they conduct regular third-party risk assessment to monitor vendor access and reduce vulnerability. In the detection phase, the breach was discovered too late after data appeared on the dark web. To improve this, we then deploy Splunk for real-time monitoring and user and entity behavior analytics. This will help us detect unusual access patterns and respond faster to potential threats. During containment, AT&T delayed response allowed attackers to move laterally. We use Palo Alto Network Cortex STL for automated incident response, enabling us to isolate affected systems and revoke compromised credentials immediately, minimizing damage. In the eradication phase, attackers were not fully removed, leading to prolonged exposure. We then use CrowdStrike Falcon to conduct comprehensive forensic analysis, removing malicious artifacts and close all attack vectors to ensure complete eradication. Recovery efforts were slow, impacting customers' trust. We then use ServiceNow IRM to manage transparent communication with customers and offer credit monitoring services immediately. This will help rebuild trust and demonstrate our commitment to customer security. Finally, in the post-incident review, AT&T missed the opportunity to learn from the breach. We then use IBM Resilience to conduct a thorough review, identify gaps, and implement continuous improvements to prevent future incidents. In conclusion, by leveraging tools like Microsoft Purview, Splunk, Palo Alto Network Cortex STL, IBM Resilient, AT&T could have significantly improved its response to the data breach. Thank you.